Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shem Shai, Hashem, Kakudah, Shalom to the 144,000 wrestlers left out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, "Do You Know What Could Be 6 months away?" Or you should know what I'm talking about if you're a member of GMS. Anyway, I didn't even watch this video. I watched 5 seconds and said I got to make a video on this. International breaking news, digital ID, infrastructure. What is this? Anyway, international breaking news, digital ID infrastructure. Now, you've been hearing a lot in the news, if you've been watching the news, about these data centers that they're moving people out of the area to build these square miles diameter wise, whatever. They might build I got to look more into it. I got to go more into it. The data centers, which all work with this whole digital thing. Anyway, let me just do this. I only watched 5 seconds of this, but let me just do this. And this is what prompted me to do a video.
Why would President Trump be taking all the tech giants, all the bank CEOs?
All the tech giants. James Fraser, Citi, Tim Cook, Apple, Elon Musk, Tesla, Brian Sykes, Kurgo, Larry Fink, BlackRock, the small hats for the most part. I think Elon is a small hat too. Kelly Ortberg, small hat. Boeing. What does it say here? Execs joining President Trump on his trip to China. He's a front man. He's a puppet. He's Philip Green from the movie Casino. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Casino and you see what I'm talking about. He's a front man, a puppet. Ryan McLenary, Visa. Mick could be Irish or Scottish. Mac, M-A-C, is Scottish. Mick sometimes is Irish, Scottish. Some of them could be Jake, but they're part of the system. Chuck Robbins, Cisco of Cisco Systems. Jacob, a small hat. Thyssen, Illumina, Illumina, what's that all about? Jim Anderson, Coherent, Sanjay Mehrotra, Micron, Cristiano Aman, what is that? Qualcomm, got MasterCard, Meta, that goes into the Facebook, Meta. What's this guy's name? Zuckerberg, small hat, from New York. David Solomon, small hat, Goldman Sachs. H. Lawrence Colt, GE, Aerospace. These are major tech companies and banks. Stephen Schwarzman, small hat. Blackstone. I believe the richest company out there is BlackRock. Larry Fink, small hat. Ortberg, small hat. So let's go ahead and play the rest of it. Fair use. I'm going to slow it down. Jake saying, you don't know what you're going to get hit hard, you Jakes. Matter of fact, Everybody's going to get hit hard with this.
With him, all of these major CEO companies flew with President Trump to meet with Xi Jinping. So there are two major breaking stories today. If you're not caught up, I'm going to catch you up. First, let's start with international breaking news. In the United Kingdom, King Charles announced today that they are going to go full force with the digital ID infrastructure, which is going to take over.
GMS been telling you that since they got on YouTube back in 2007. We're talking almost 20 years ago.
The banking system, along with your physical identity, your physical digital structure.
Prime ministers all below.
Let me just say this. You know, people say, well, GMS, that's all you guys talk about is the chip, the chip, the chip, the MOTB, the MOTB, the MOTB, the Revelation 13:16. When John the Baptist was on the scene, what were they talking about? Whether this guy's Elijah coming back, and if Elijah is back, that means the Messiah is here too. So they were looking to see if he was Elijah, and therefore knowing now we got to look for the Messiah because he's got to be here too.
Proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
He ain't telling you about the chip part. That's gonna come. The money system is gonna go all digital, as we've been saying for years. But he ain't told you about the actual chip. And the video I did earlier this morning, I covered. That's why I said that's a must-watch video, because you got to watch the whole video, which is over an hour long. Goes in. Look, it's already here. It's just a matter of the technology's already here. It's just a matter of putting it out there.
Basically, Starmer made it very clear at the beginning of this year that if you do not comply with this digital ID infrastructure that's going to be implemented, which was now validated by King Charles, that you are going to have a hard time getting socially verified. You understand? Socially verified, that if you do not verify yourself or comply with this system, you cannot participate in the society. Understand that part. President Trump did not travel to China alone. He took all the tech mongols, the tech giants, the big companies, the banking infrastructure CEOs, BlackRock, all the creatures, the swamp of the deep state, like the people that we were supposed to drain. He took those vultures, those creatures are now leached onto the president, flew with him to China to meet with Xi Jinping. The same day that King Charles announces that digital ID will be going live soon. What is the one thing that China has mastered in the past century? If you have been following the meetings in Davos, you are going to understand that Klaus Schwab himself said every single nation.
And I've said that in the past. This is going to be a model to the whole world. What does this show you? What do you see in this? That there's people above these tech people, banking institutions, beyond and above the president and even the president of China. They get the Russia, they get the marching orders. The president of Russia gets his marching orders from people behind the scenes. We're talking about the elite.
China when it comes to digital surveillance and one governing system transition into the new world order. Our president, who was supposed to drain the swamp, has taken the swamp with him to China to negotiate and broker deals on behalf of the American people. And these deals, I tell you, my friend, are going to involve the digital infrastructure surveillance system. You can take that to the bank.
All praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Alright, this video is going to be entitled International Breaking News and DID, which is DIDI, which is Diddy, the acronym for Digital ID Infrastructure. Okay, Digital ID Infrastructure. So the news is all out. You've been hearing it. You know, the apostles talking about it. Videos coming out from brothers talking about it. And hey, it's news reports, you know. From overseas, King Charles said that, you know, he talked about the digital ID, the digital, you know, you're hearing all this talk from the digital infrastructure and all this different stuff, right? And these thumbnails that brothers are making are really nice. There was one here that came out from a while ago. So we had the cusp of a fourth industrial revolution, the great financial reset and all that, NWO, one world, one currency, one system, all these different things, digital ID, CBDC.
You mentioned the 4IR, fourth industrial revolution. You watched my video I did earlier this morning. Watch the video and go into it. Watch the whole video. I go into that and show you how through the fourth industrial revolution, they're going to chip everybody. They say, that's their words. They're going to put chips in you. That's what they're saying now. And they're even connecting it on Google. Watch my video. That they're going to put, that the fulfillment of them putting chips in you based upon the fourth industrial revolution is the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. They're now saying it. They're not hiding from it no more. GMS was always right, like we've been saying.
Now this young woman said that, and I'm going to just try to, you know, say it from remembrance. Let me see where the video is, right? That she said that you're going to be basically locked out of society if you're not part of the digital infrastructure, which we've been telling y'all about. You know what this is headed towards, right? And she mentioned the letters NWO. All these things that we've been telling you about is coming to pass. The doors of prophecy about to slam shut on the asses of unbelievers, on the necks of unbelievers. And the main people going to get caught out there is Israelites. You're going to be caught out there on the outside, or either you're going to get caught not knowing what to do. And we told you that this time was going to come. And it's not quite here yet, but we were right there at the cusp of it, because she had the news as it was. She said that Trump, you know, look right here. Breaking, here is the full list of business execs joining President Trump on his trip to China, right? So he got all these big time individuals are going on that business trip. Why is Trump taking them with him? And then they going meeting up with other individuals. She also mentioned Davos. That's where the G20 talks were. I believe it was G20 at the time. Davos, Switzerland, Klaus Schwab, all those big names. Now Klaus Schwab, he stepped down, but it doesn't matter. The World Economic Forum is still moving. And you also got news out of the WHO with all the stuff going on with that. There's this HV, if you know what that is, the Hanta. You know, not Fanta, or maybe we should call it Fanta. The Fanta, Fanta soft drinks, and the everything that's going on with all this stuff. You can see it. It's coming to pass wonderfully. And on the other end of that, you have the Hebrew Israelites steadily prophesying you know, in the background of all of this, what we've been doing the whole time while they've been setting this stuff up, the Heavenly Father had us here prophesying and telling the Israelites to repent and get ready for that mark. And we told you what the mark was, how it goes into play with everything that's going on. A lot of you scoffed, a lot of you mocked. Now your ass probably scared. But even now, some of you too proud to even be afraid of what's coming. But that's okay though. Doesn't matter. Let's go real quick. Let's bring up a quick scripture. We're gonna read it. You should already know the breakdown of it, but we'll read it anyway, because this is very similar to what they're gonna, out of this digital infrastructure, which is the image of the beast, which is the system, which is the image of the beast. Within that, they're gonna use AI. They're gonna use this different stuff, these different These different lying wonders that the wicked will use to get people ensnared and trapped into what he's doing. This is Revelation 13:16. Out of this man's image, he's going to bring forth his mark. Out of his system, he's going to bring forth his mark. We told you. Revelation 13:16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? It said that no man might buy or sell. So what this young woman mentioned right here in her video, that basically you're going to be locked out of society if you're not part of the digital infrastructure. Now, simply being part of the digital infrastructure is not going to make you, sin against the Lord. It's if you take that mark, because the system is the image of the beast, and the image of the beast is going to force you to take his mark. So you got to be very careful. And now everything is moving to digital. They go, it's all kind of stuff. I ain't going to say but so much. The videos told you everything you need to hear, though. Okay? The videos told you everything you needed to hear. Let's actually go back and let's listen to a little bit of this now, if we can hear it. Just bear with me here.
Be taking all the tech giants, all the bank CEOs with him. All of these major CEO companies flew with President Trump to meet.
Notice what she said. Tech giants and bank CEOs. Let's hear that again.
President Trump be taking all the tech giants, all the bank CEOs with him. All of these major CEO companies flew with President Trump to meet with Xi Jinping. So there are two major breaking stories today. If you're not caught up, I'm going to catch you up. First, let's start with international breaking news. In the United Kingdom, King Charles announced today that they are going to go full force with the digital ID infrastructure, which is going to take over the banking system along with your physical identity, your physical digital structure.
The digital ID infrastructure, which is going to take over the banking system. The DIDI, digital ID infrastructure. If I had that wrong before, because I said DIDI, right? Which is digital ID, DID, and the other I is infrastructure. So this is international breaking news and DIDI. The DIDI, digital ID infrastructure.
Diddy, no Diddy.
Listen a little bit more.
My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
Basically, Starmer made it very clear
how citizens interact with services, right? With personal services, how citizens react. Let's hear that again.
Proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
With public services, how it's going to modernize how citizens react with public, or how citizens respond with public services. So that means your bus, your train, your plane, your car, right? What you buying, how you paying for it, what you buying, how you buying, what you getting. All those different things are going to be monitored and tracked. What else?
Basically, Starmer made it very clear at the beginning of this year that if you do not comply with this digital ID infrastructure that's going to be implemented, which was now validated by King Charles, that you are going to have a hard time getting socially verified. You understand? Socially verified, that if you do not verify yourself or comply with this system,
Understand that. You can't be part of society, right? That no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So it's going towards that. See, everything is shaping up perfectly, wonderfully, just like we wanted. Let's go real quick to Isaiah. I done lost it. Let's see here. The churl. See, this devil got plans. They got plans. This is Isaiah 32 and verse. I'm going to jump in here at verse 5. It says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. Now the churl is a villain. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh aright. And this churl, this villain, this bad guy, this man of evil, he is in the background setting up snares. This is the word churl. A medieval peasant, rustic countryman or countryman, right? So even when you look it up in the scriptures, I believe it says a churl is a knave. Let's see here real quick. Or a villain, a scoundrel, knave, in the sense of withholding, niggardly churl. See that? And that's Esau. Esau is the churl. The niggardly churl. A scoundrel, a knave. See? Setting you up with his different devices and instruments. Let's get lying wonders down. Let's get lying wonders. And this video is meant to be short. It's not really long at all. I got held up today on lunch and different stuff. We had a different kind of day. So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now we know that the real falling away happened during the time of 70 AD. We were driven out of the Holy Land. But even now, you still got a lot of apostasy going on. Okay? You got a lot of apostasy going on these last days. That's why these people make these videos, and you got individuals that fall out the camps, that leave the truth, that get kicked out. Just unbelief overall. There's a lot of apostasy. Verse 4 says, who opposeth and exalteth himself? Now the son of perdition, the man of sin, is Esau, the so-called white man. Okay? We know that in the old days, the son of perdition was Judas, but this is talking about in the end days. It said the man of sin is going to be revealed. The son of perdition. So who is that? The son of destruction or perdition? That's Esau, even the so-called white man, that niggardly churl. Okay? That knave, that villain, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, none other than Esau. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And really, the people that are putting this in action, these are the elites, okay? Lucifer, as it were. The upper echelon of the Edomites, the light bearers, the keepers of the light, the illuminated ones. It says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Esau.
You notice he said the elites. The regular average Edomite is not privy to this stuff. China has proven themselves worthy, I'll say, to build these buildings and this technology. They're the ones that's going to come over to America, and they're going to build all this infrastructure for the system, because Americans can't do it. They're not skilled. One thing about China, there's skilled people in China. So they're going to build. That's what the thing is all about. I forget who said it. That the reason why Trump is over there is because they're going to work on a deal where they're going to have the Chinese companies come over there and build the infrastructure for the United States and ultimately the world. So China's under this MOTB system as well. They're just a modeled city, modeled country per what's this guy? Klaus Schwab.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth.
The mystery of iniquity is the Roman Empire. That's what Paul was saying. He said the mystery of iniquity does now already work, which are the elite of the Roman Empire. Roman Empire is here all over again.
Will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed. Who's the wicked of the whole earth? Well, you know the answer to it. The Lord says, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. The Holy Spirit, right? The wicked is being consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's in the chariots. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. You see that? So this man has lying wonders, power, signs. But what's the purpose? And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. So this man's coming with his lying wonders. Let's get real quick, Revelation 3 and 10, because who knows when this time is going to just take off. The hour of temptation, right? This is Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Now you read Second Thessalonians 2 about them being as gods, sitting in the seat of God. Another precept is Ezekiel chapter 28, that they sitting there as gods. Most High gonna slap him from that position. So everything coming to pass, as we've been saying for years.
Okay, so the hour of temptation is when you're gonna be tempted to take that mark. Okay, and these people gotta be stupid, man. Damn, you got the name of what the company is written right on the door. Are you that dumb? God damn. So the hour of temptation is when you're gonna be tempted to take the mark. You're gonna have to make a decision, right? It's an hour of temptation. When that mark goes mandatory, you're gonna have to take it if you want to be a part of this society, right? And if you don't take it, you won't be able to buy or sell like we talked about. Okay, you won't be able to buy or sell. So, hey, this thing is moving fast now. As the apostles did the videos, I think it was called "Get Ready," and then Elder Apostle Ramlab did a video called "Get Ready," I believe. I think that was the title of it. And then the Elder Apostle Hart did a response to it. Okay? So you got to get ready. The digital ID infrastructure is on the way. And digital ID is not...
And you're pretty much doing a response to what we did.
Mark of the beast, by the way. Okay? The mark of the beast is literally the RFID chip. But through this digital ID infrastructure, you got everything else. You heard what King Charles said. You can play stupid all you want to. At the end of the day, we ain't got no more explaining to do. We done all that.
He confirmed it. He put the lid on the top. Because Sharma, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the UK, remember he said it back before January. He said as of January, everybody's going to get an ID. And then he pulled it back because they protested it. So here the king said, we're going to have a digital ID system. So he put the cherry on the top, so to speak. You know? Now you can't go against the king because the people of the UK are subjects. Remember, that's a monarchy. The king has the last word, and they can't really they can protest them, but their subjects protesting against the king. So it's going to happen. I say 6 months. November. That's just my, see to heart. You prophesy. No, didn't say prophesied. Didn't say that.
I explained it. We done all our teaching. It's just time for the shit to happen now. So we ready for it, and we waiting to see. because this shit can take off real fast because they've been gradually, through gradualism, been setting up the system the whole time. You see, the Heavenly Father ain't playing around, so that's it. Don't get scared now. All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem.
Jake ain't gonna know what to do. These regular Jakes that watch these videos for entertainment purposes only, they're not gonna know they're gonna ask, what is this all about? They say they're gonna put chips in us right here. What is this all about? When you don't watch, you're gonna forget what the fuck we've been saying for years. We did countless videos on this subject right here. Anyway, let me go over here. I don't want to make this long, but
are learning. That's what our faith is based. But this bitch just said, who went into church, came back into it. The reasoning of a woman, boy. The reasoning of a woman will drive you crazy if you let it.
The woman only serves a couple of purposes. I got to tell you, I got to run it down to you. Let's come on back. Okay, what's this here? All right, let's just see what's happening. I'm not gonna go long with this. Okay, let's see what this is all about.
One more step to the era of digital slavery. One more step to the era of digital slavery. Let me begin by saying all praises and glory is due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakodash. Shalom to you, brothers and you sisters of the household of faith. And you already know what this symbol is all about. The New World Order. Let me bring it up on screen. Epicenter. New World. That is the symbol of digital slavery, which is what the top banking families want to bring. Okay? Whether you believe it or not, understand it or not, accept it or not, there it is right there. It's on the back of your $1 bill. Okay? What that represents is digital slavery, complete digital slavery, complete with a chip, a microchip put inside of you. Now, I was inspired to do this lesson by a couple of videos I was watching while I was walking earlier today. I watched this video here. Well, I didn't watch it. I listened to it because, you know, while you're walking, you're listening. The title of this video is Get Ready. That's from Elder Apostle Ramlab. That's his channel right there. I'll put the link in the chat so you can click on the link and subscribe to his channel. I also listen to this video right here. As a matter of fact, this was the first video I listened to, and then I listened to some of Elder Apostle Ramlab's video. All right, I also watched this one here. I keep saying watch. I also listened to this one here, and when I got back home, I was checking this video out by Elder Apostle Tawad. That's his channel right there. These lessons been on fire. Tawad, I'm learning so much information. Hey, Tawada, brother, appreciate the kind words. And these videos right here, man, you want to talk about fire. These videos right here, it's fire. Not fire, fire. You know, how the so-called Jamaicans say it. Fire. All right, so let's get into it. I guess I'll start with this video here. You know, as usual, the so-called black woman talking that shit, which is why she's the least desired woman on the planet. There's a reason for that. But you know what? Before I go into this video here, I was watching this video here. This is a short entitled Black Women Hold Men to Standards Nobody. Let's click on it. So check this out. Hey, more and more so-called black men are waking up to the so-called black woman. More and more. I never thought I'd see the day. But the so-called, damn it, the so-called black man ain't waking up to the so-called black woman. So let's check this out. By the way, fair use, fair use. Not making any monetary gain off your video, just educational purposes only. All right. You brothers and you sisters, press 1 if you're able to hear the video.
So I seen a post that said black race of men that complain about providing. And I strongly disagree. I would like to refute that with black women are the only women who do not pay attention to their circumstances. Let me cook for a second. You'll get a white woman in the trailer park. She'll never ask for a Birkin. You'll never see a woman with a white woman in the trailer park with Gucci on. You'll never see it because she understands her circumstances. And guess what? She's happy that Billy can provide. You know what Billy provides? He provides food. He provides shelter. He provides all the necessities, the hygiene, and everything within his means. Same thing with the Mexican women. Roberto gets up every day. He go works his job, he busts his ass, he may have a Modelo on the weekend. But once again, she's low maintenance. She understands the man that she has and the circumstances that she lives in. But when we get to the Rakishas, here it is, we live in poverty. We live in a row home. We don't have shit. We barely make $50,000 to $70,000 a year. But here it is, you want to live $1 million lifestyle. That is why they're complaining about providing. It's not providing the necessities, it's the wants. You're in the ghetto with Chanel. You're in the ghetto with Gucci on. You're in the projects with Prada on. You're fucked up with Fendi on. And that is why they complain. Because who the fuck are you to demand these things? We're broke. We're fucked up. All of these other races, they get it, they understand it, they dream from time to time, but it's not a requirement to be with them.
Yeah, when that brother said, "Let me cook," he wasn't lying. He's not only is he cooking on one burner, he's cooking on all 4 burners.
Our women are the only race of women that be dead fucking broke, but expect millionaire treatment. These are the only women that have a beer lifestyle, but have a champagne taste. That is why we're like that. So I seen a post that says black.
Hey, so how many of y'all out there believe what this brother was saying? Huh? That's why, and that's another reason why the so-called black woman is the least desired woman on the planet, man. Especially the so-called American black woman. She's the worst of the worst. Okay? There it is right there. All right? And what's amazing about it is so-called black men are waking up. This is an average-looking guy, right? But yet he has a above average. He's an average-looking guy, but yet he has an above-average mentality concerning the so-called black woman. That was spot on, man. And that's why we tell you brothers, man, stay away from the so-called black woman. All right, so I had to start with that video. I ain't got too much to say. What am I going to add to what this guy said? He said everything that needed to be said. So let's move on. This I will do. I'll give you all the link. So you brothers who do videos, you want to...
Hey, so anyway, I'm gonna close it. I got things I gotta do. Shalom, on to the next, and watch the rest of this video. It's still currently live, if I'm not mistaken. 90 watching now, started at streaming 56 minutes ago. Don't stop. You miss a day, you miss a lot. Shalom.